Let's start with Light 1 to 5. Aside from Light 5 having a light stamina break confirmed, the recovery of these attacks are notably slow, having more end lag than the average character. So this means they overall rely on universal options like one-bar vanishes, backhits or kick cancels to cut short these animations and make up for the lack of mobility. But you can also use super attacks like counters, reversals or other types of skills that grant you safety. And while Light 1 and Light 2 have decent startup speed, Light 3's hitbox comes out at frame 20, which is a lot of startup for a normal, making it easy to perfect block during a block string. And overall, this combo is not optimal to go for, so always try to perform Light Heavy as quickly as possible if you start with Light 1, preferably after Light 1, but after Light 2 it's okay too. Light Heavy is basically a superior version of Light 3, with faster startup and more use cases. Unlike Light 3, you can follow this move with a quick and easy stamina break. But primarily you will use this move to go for their best combo strings, either with a light input for their alternating combo, or directly a heavy input for Light Heavy Heavy. Light Heavy Heavy leads to a fast knockdown. You can use it on the ground for a stamina break confirm, or to extend your combo with kick cancelling. This combo string is best used if you want to sneak some damage quickly or set up some supers. You can loop Light Heavy Heavy into itself, but preferably go for the alternating combo instead. But beware that the combo can drop due to ground properties, so it's best to delay your attack for a bit after the step to prevent this occurrence. And throwing some supers might be a bit unsafe if your opponent vanishes early, so primarily use skills that have both quick activation and recovery to avoid a punish. If you want to use riskier supers, be sure your opponent's stamina is low. And now let's go back to the Light combo, going from Light 6 to 9. Light 6 can lead to a quick stamina break much like Light Heavy. You will get this fast stamina break most of the time after a dash light confirm if you react accordingly. After this move, you can go for either Light 7 or Heavy Light Heavy. While going for Heavy Light Heavy is more ideal, Light 7 and sequentially Light 8 are both step cancel moves that can be used for mobility if your opponent vanishes or for combo extensions. If you want to extend your combo, don't go for the full Light combo as it will give your opponent a lot of stamina. Go for either Light Heavy Heavy or Heavy Light instead for more damage and less stamina given. Additionally, Light 8 can also be used to set up some specific skills that take a bit of startup but are pretty powerful. And to top their Light combo, we have Light 9. This is one of their most valuable moves, a teleport attack that can be cancelled with a block or a super. The guard cancel allows to land a fully charged heavy, or to punish a potential limit burst. While the super cancel allows to land skills that require a bit of startup, such as Skip Blast Cannon and Time Skip Molotov. And additionally, you can also cancel them with a stamina break. On hit, the move provides enough hit lag so that you can tell if you can throw supers that otherwise will be unsafe with other knockbacks. Or alternatively, you can extend your combo with a keystand after your opponent ground bounces. Light 9 can also set up a hard knockdown, but not after imputing it with Light 8. It's only applicable after Light 5 Heavy 1 or Heavy Light. There is more to this move, but I leave it until we talk about Heavy Light, where that's when the move truly shines. Alright, now into a kinda odd combo string. Light 5 into 4 heavies. It's a regular combo string that includes a teleport attack like Light 9. Not an optimal combo to go for, but it has a neat niche. This particular move, Light 5 into 2 heavies, can also be guard, super, and stamina break cancelable during its startup animation. Now normally, when cancelling the move, you will teleport right into the destination where your opponent will be able to recover from the knockback. But by holding the block button right before the teleport to guard cancel it, you will appear into a completely different position. But why does it happen though? Well, we can check by removing the invisibility function of the move and with some camera work. And we can see that our character appears right here for one frame, which is the same where we can start guard cancelling the move. This vanish attack technically moves you in a horizontal arc, but only makes you appear in the middle of its trajectory on frame 3. It's on frame 4 and onwards where you get located to opponent's knockback destination. And this oversight can also happen to other characters like Goku, due to the same reasons that I have explained. So if you ever want to guard cancel this move, be mindful of this occurrence and use the regular or alternative version whenever you see fit. Although this little trick is more so for style points rather than actual usefulness, but you can get some niche uses if you don't mind styling over your opponent, and it's a cool way of landing special piece cannon, and that's pretty saucy to me. And lastly, after the teleport attack, light 5 into 3 heavies can confirm both a light and heavy stamina break. Heavy 1 to 3 is a series of basic punches that each of them can lead to a light stamina break. And by itself, Heavy 1 is not really special, but its properties change when transforming into Super Saiyan. Fully charging the move will turn it into a step vanish attack with a lot of reach and iframes, so it can come in handy to approach to your opponent or even punish certain Awokens safely. This attack has its drawbacks though. It takes a bit of stardust, so it won't work against aggressive opponents or against constant kill stance in neutral, so only use it when you know your opponent doesn't have enough time to interrupt it. It's also quite risky to throw since it can be a bit predictable, so only use it from time to time. Also, you can't key cancel out of Heavy 1 in any charge state of the attack, so combine it with the counter or any other safe super after the vanish to avoid a potential punish. Continuing on, we have Heavy 4, an attack with 2 uppercuts that is a step cancelable after the second one. Now, you would think this could be good for damage and blockstream since you can loop it into its... No! Between the first and second uppercut, there is a big gap in your blockstream where your opponent can easily perfect block the second uppercut. I advise not to use this move during a blockstream and stop after Heavy 3 or use a mobility super to get out said blockstream. It's best used during an actual combo where you can step cancel into 2 of your best strings, either light heavy heavy or heavy light depending on what you're going for. And it can also be used to predict the limit boss if you see it coming, though the step cancel takes a bit to come out. Or you can go for Heavy 5 to get damage done quickly and follow up with kick cancelling or a super attack. This way you will do more damage than just looping Heavy 1 to 4. Lastly, we have the alternate combo string, the most important bread and butter, which is the combo you want to do the most due to having tons of setups for different situations. Heavy light heavy, while it doesn't look like much, it trips your opponent on hit, and this can have some use cases like stamina breaks in the ground. While at the top of the map, only a light stamina break would work if you are hitting your opponent face to face. And while in the air a stamina break wouldn't normally connect, it will online, where latency plays a factor on your opponent's altitude after landing heavy light heavy. It's extremely situational, so just use light 6 as a stamina break confirm unless you really need to use heavy light heavy. That aside, it can also set up some supers, and you can even get some grab ultimate setups in the ground at the last second of a stamina break. And now, we get into Heavy Light, also one of their best moves alongside Light 9. It's a sliding kick launcher, and its knockback link is kinda nuts, lasting for 135 frames. Just for reference, Male Saiyans Light Heavy have 120 frames of knockback duration. Not only you can set up the most simple supers for good damage, but also follow it up with long startup skills without the need of your opponent's stamina being broken. But aside of the knockback, this move has a pretty uncommon oddity, a front vanish. Rarely, if your opponent manages to get the right timing, they will appear right in front of you when vanishing rather than behind. In this situation, you won't be able to get a Backhit off, but it will set up a front key stand if you react accordingly, and could hit your opponent if they don't expect it. And then, we have heavy light, light. Right after heavy light, you can perform a light input to get light 9. It does good damage while also knocking down your opponent and potentially getting a hard knockdown if you are close to the ground. But like I said previously about light 9, the best part about the move is cancelling it. This ranges from stamina breaks to preferably super attacks like Ki Blast Cannon or Power Blitz or even ultimates. Here are a few examples. Doing a guard cancel will allow you to get a fully charged heavy and sequentially looping heavy light, their most damaging basic combo string. If you manage to get a false hit confirm off of heavy light, performing light 9 during the opponent's vanish will make you appear face to face with them. In this situation, it's best to guard cancel or use a safe super attack to get out of danger. And remember what I've said about teleporting attacks appearing right at the destination of knockbacks? Well, in this combo string it works differently. Light 9 teleports you halfway through the entire knockback of heavy light, and thanks to the knockback lasting for so long, you can get some pretty cool stuff. So, with this guard cancel in mind, you can perform a more advanced version of this combo string. This technique uses the same principle as a fully charged attack, but using light heavy rather than heavy 1. Right after the guard cancel, perform a backhit and immediately hold heavy to start charging light heavy. Once it's fully charged, light heavy will land like a heavy 1 volt. Be aware that this series of inputs are precise to perform, so it could take you a bit of time to master. Now landing it online will create a gap between you and your opponent, but you will still be able to follow this up with super attacks or even a kickstand to keep the combo going. But if you feel your timing is off and think you're going to drop the combo, you can always keep the combo going with a kick cancel. But what I find more interesting about this trick is that if your opponent decides to vanish while you're charging light heavy, they will appear right in front of you. And just like the heavy light from vanish that I commented on previously, you can catch your opponent off guard with a kickstand or even super attacks. Oh Janspike, you are just fucking evil. No, but seriously, this super is just pure AIDS, like, who made this? So, this trick can cover two options. If your opponent vanishes, it's set as a front vanish, but if they don't vanish, they will eat the charged light heavy into a super follow-up. But this setup is not uncounterable or anything like that. If your opponent times their vanish, which I only seen one person do, they will actually appear right behind you. So react accordingly instead of assumingly throwing something unsafe. But if they try to time their vanish, they could as well eat a Ki Blast Cannon for free. Also, this setup only works if your opponent is sent flying in an upwards direction, and not downwards. The downwards angle only happens if you are too close to the top of the map, so pick large maps like Featuring Drains, Nameless Planet, and Tetronymy of Power to get the most out of this trick and avoid the top of the map as much as possible. So try not to play in the World Tournament stage. Not only you will get the downwards angle more times than not, but it can also kinda screw up your heavy light setups. But it's not like this map is dog shit or anything like that. Not at all. It's a perfectly fine stage with no issues in it whatsoever. With a lot, please someone get me out of here. And to end off their combo strings, we have heavy light, a simple chase move that can be used to squeak in some additional basic attack damage and be followed up by super safely. You're invincible during the dash portion, making you completely safe from attacks if you manage to get a first hit confirmed off of Heavy Light. And given the nature of these chase moves, it can even cross up opponents, but just be careful if your opponent knows how to deal with this situation. And that's all the basic combo string for Female Saiyans. To finish off their moveset, I will cover other moves like their Backhit, dashes and such. Female Saiyans Backhit are pretty standard. While it has a bit of end lag, you can cancel it with either kick cancelling or supers. It's fairly similar to Female Early's Backhit, where the hitbox of both come at frame 17. Now, we have their dash attacks. And interestingly enough, they have a frame 7 dash light attack, the fastest a dash attack can be alongside other characters like Goku, Hit, and even Frieza Soldier? Yes, I'm not kidding, this character has a dash light as quick as Hit, so I think it's pretty fair to say that he might just be the GOAT. But back to Female Saiyans. A dash attack being this fast can come in handy to get pretty tight punish windows that perhaps slower dash attacks wouldn't be able to. Though this comes with a downside, as the range is kinda lacking, especially in the step vanish version, so there will be times where your dash light will just fall off short. If you're not sure your dash light is going to land, go for dash heavy instead and combo extended with either a super or a vanish. Although this is not much better, as compared to other dash heavies in the game, this one also lacks range. For the boost dash of both the light and heavy input, I recommend putting super source that give you movement speed to further close the gap between you and your opponent, especially for the light input since it comes out quickly but doesn't have that much reach. As for the step vanish version, use it primarily for counterattacks during defense, but if you use it for offense, make sure to be in range. And even if with that you're still not confident with your approach, you can always use super attacks during neutral to try and catch your opponent more easily or at least squeak in some damage. Moving on to the jump attack, and this one has a couple of special quirks. It's a dive kick kind of jump attack that moves much like other characters' jump attack like mere Earthlings. The hitbox of this move lasts for longer than the average jump attack, which in turn gives them more reach and could catch your opponent off guard if they don't expect it. On hit, rather than staggering your opponent for a bit with other jump attacks, Female Saiyans makes them trip. And it will make your opponent's stamina recover rapidly if you go for a regular combo. But there is a remedy for this, and that is to guard cancel after the hit confirm. This is something that every character's jump attack can do, but it's pretty helpful for Female Saiyans. Right after the guard cancel, you can go for a heavy and follow the up with heavy light, and this will also cut the air lag by a bit, which works even on false hit confirms. And by guard cancelling it, you can also loop their jump attacks or even follow the up with some supers if you want to get creative. So yeah, always try to hold block every time you do this jump attack to guard cancelling it. Use it primarily for counterattacks like everyone else's, but you can also use them for offense if you are feeling brave. To end off their moveset, I will go over their grab. Its follow-ups are not as straightforward as other grabs, but it has a lot of use cases. The most simple way to combo into is light 1. To do this, hold your stick to the left and then press the light input. You can also convert this from far away, but it will end up crossing up your opponent, so keep the combo going with a back hit. Heavy 1 is also an attack you can follow up with. Angle your stick up and then press heavy, but this can only be achieved if you perform your grab right in the ground. Another move you can throw after a grab is just the regular knockback. It can be a bit tight to combo like heavy 1, and depending on where you angle yourself, be it up left or straight up, you will send your opponent to different directions. Obviously you can combo this into some skills, but it can also be used to go to the ground to recover stamina and even set up some transformations that would be unsafe to activate. Key stands can also be used after a grab, and this is my go-to choice for non-super follow-ups. Hold your stick up for a bit, throw the key blast and stay cancelling into either a light or heavy input. But another follow-up you can do after the key stand is another grab, and you can loop this as many times as you want as long as you're fast enough with your inputs. Not only will this lock your opponent's limit burst, but it can also either vanish while still getting grabbed if the connection is bad enough. So far, I only mentioned 2 combos, but there's also another thing you can do if your opponent's stamina is broken, and that is to follow up a grab with another grab, which will prevent them from activating their limit burst. It also works from very high up in the map. Just do a quick descent by double tapping the vanish button and continue looping with your grab. And this trick even works if your opponent has super armor on. And lastly, there are plenty of supers that can be used for 2 combos too. The angle and attitude depends on what super you're using, so practice them to get a better feeling on how to combo them. Here are some examples. And here are more examples done in PvP. In this section, I will cover some of the Awokens that you can use for Female Saiyans. Super Saiyan Blue is one of their best transformations, as it has high damage multipliers, increased defense, stamina recovery, and speed. All of these stats being really valuable. Although it comes with a key drain, you can remedy that with super souls that give you auto key recovery. Not that they're mandatory to run, but I highly recommend doing it to maintain the transformation. Ideally, you want to activate it after a knockback to avoid a guard break, but you can't get away doing it in neutral as long as you're far away from your opponent and you know they won't approach you. Blue Evolution is just an upgrade of regular Blue, with higher stats across the board. The key drain is also higher, so running key regen super souls is more demanding. But the biggest issue with this Awoken is its startup. It's very long and it can be easily punished on neutral. So if you want to activate in transformation, use it after a long knockback, although it comes with the trade-off of stopping your combo, giving your opponent a free recovery. Both blue forms are their most viable transformation and it depends on what you're going for. Regular blue is more balanced and safer to use, while blue evolution is more powerful but with higher downsides. Future Super Saiyan, at first, has really low stats increases for an Awoken, but it's really easy to use. It only requires 3 bars of ki, and its fast activation can be used as a get-off mid tool during pressure or after a whiff attack, making it hard to perfect block its shockwave for a punish. It also provides increased stamina recovery, and you're not as limited in terms of super souls unlike the blue forms due to their ki drain. Still, running souls with high multipliers is recommended due to its lack of damage. And lastly, we have Super Saiyan God. Out of all the Super Saiyan transformations, this one is the most unique. It only provides an increase in basic attack damage, ki recovery and speed, but it slightly changes your moveset in a way where you have to play with Female Saiyans a bit differently. It adds timed inputs at the end of your combo strings, and if you time your attack correctly, Not only it will do more damage, but you will also be able to step cancel it even on whiff. To time it correctly, wait for the sound effect to play after the second to last attack of your combo and then perform the input. But this comes with the downside that your second to last attack will miss the ability to key or step cancel out of your animation. And considering how laggy these attacks are, I suggest putting any super that shortens these animations or any counter or reversal. This transformation also kinda screws up your alternating combo, as Light 9's position is changed in a way you miss some setups with this transformation. But thanks to the step cancels at the end of your combo strings, you can loop them for some really good basic attack damage, and even get some limit burst reads. Hello everyone, Dinus here. Yes, that is how you pronounce my username, by the way. I'm making this quick little section because I feel some of you are going to ask me this. So, over a year ago, I discovered Xenokit, which is the tool that I've been using to look at this game in a more technical level. And thanks to this program, I've been having a lot of fun analyzing how this game actually works, which has led me into being more analytical about this game. And this is something that I would like to make for Xenoverse 3 too. Analysis over its mechanics and even some characters if I see fit. You know, nerdy shit. But firstly, I want to see how the game ends up looking like when it releases and decide how I will manage my content. So I'm not making any promises for the moment. For now, I will be focusing on the last bit that we have for Xenoverse 2. There's still some stuff that I want to uncover about this game. Nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed this video dedicated to what is my favorite character to play as in any video game ever. Until the next one.